Whoa, whoa, whoa. Guys, we apologize for being a little tardy tonight, starting a little bit late, but we want to welcome you um, to another edition of our R&B podcast, Halftime Chat. We have got in the house, of course, my right-hand man, Stevie Street, but our honorable sister, um, global superstar, the voice of one of
Really.
R&B's biggest classics, which is having a revival. We're talking about the one and only legendary Miss Jackie McGee, who is one third of Make It Last Forever. One third of Make It Last Forever. When I say one third, is it was Keith, it was you, and it was Teddy. The three of
Right.
you created. There's you couldn't take one out to the other. You couldn't just say, "Oh, Teddy did the song great," or Keith did the singing. Hey, your part is the one that everyone sings.
Even the guys, right?
Even the guys.
Even the guys.
You hear how much I really like. Yeah. All right. Yes. So, hey, Ben. We are reviewing I'm Your Baby Tonight by Whitney Houston. This was supposed to be her album that after the Soul Train Awards, where people were booing, Clive says, "Okay, we need to get you back to your roots, so your community doesn't fall out of love with you. So we're going to give you this. We're going to put this together, and so it will be interesting to talk about the album. Of course, we're going to rank the songs from it, and then we're also going to talk about Whitney's place in music history. But before we get into the album, so any Whitney fans, if you know the album and stuff, please always remember to comment as we go for our top 10. But we always like to start off with some music news and stuff. So, Steve, we'll start with you. Anything to bring about?
For me, it's all about we've got Record Store Day next weekend, so a lot of music collectors, especially that buy vinyl, will be highly anticipating that next week. The big news is though the album that I really, really wanted. They were pressing up En Vogue's third album, EV3. It's never been on vinyl before. They were putting it out as a reissue double vinyl with 2 bonus tracks that were only ever released in Japan. They've now pulled that release from the UK, so the UK won't be getting that on Record Store Day now. But I think it's coming out in the US only, so it's a big blow. The other big album that's getting re-released, remastered is Jade. Jade's album, debut album to the max. That will be
Oh,
available on Record Store Day. So that is a huge. That's on my list anyway. And the third one is the Sheena Easton, the unreleased mid-80s Sheena Easton album from around 85, 86. I don't know what it's like, but I just need to get my hands on it so bad. So I'm just gearing up for Record Store Day next weekend. You need bags of money. Get your bags of money ready, folks. Get in that queue and get them records bought.
Okay,
right, right.
okay, yes, okay. Jackie, what about you? Any sort of music news or anything?
Um, Let me think. Let me think. I'm actually um writing some new stuff with producer Reese Johnson, producer Declare, and I'm gonna go to Atlanta so I can lay down my vocals. So we're writing this stuff now.
Wow.
Prayerfully, we're gonna have an EP to
Okay.
put out.
Wow.
Go ahead. I already knew Stevie had something to say.
I said
Great.
anything. Yeah, I've just said wow. That's it. I just said wow.
I was waiting. I said, wait till I finish. Stevie's gonna say something. But first of all, I have to apologize. It was not Namdi's fault that we're late. It was my fault because I left my list for this album in the car. So I was trying to figure out how I can rewrite it really quick. But so I had to I had to take the fall because that's not right for him to take the fall. It was me. So okay. So I'm doing some some pre-production writing right now so I can go to Atlanta and lay the vocals down and basically have it done before I get there. Um The other thing is I will start hosting a radio show called Jackie's Closet Live
Mm.
radio, and it's starting the end of this month. I have a
Wow.
DJ. She's 24 years old. Um, she's a little beast in training, and it's an internet radio station that's already up and going. And they asked me if I would do a radio show. So I finally agreed to do it. So that's going to start the end of this month. I'm going to post it for sure on my IG and my Facebook or whatever. And I'm trying to think, what else am I doing? That and that's it. I'm just trying to get some new music done so I can start putting together little shows. Little shows. I want to start back off small and then build whatever. We got to do what we can.
Okay.
That's great.
Um, no, that's definitely great, and I think just to add to that, contrary to I think it is not true that the TLC tour was cancelled. I think there was rumors that went around, and but I think that has been debunked. Jackie, what are your thoughts on the sort of backlash to Tilly and the um, and you can't judge anything by the internet because you have a lot of people who have loud voices, but that might in some case be the minority of people who are upset with her political alignment and might decide to not attend a tour with three other, with TLC, Salt and Pepper, and Vogue as a result.
I mean, I feel like this. If you feel a type of way, you said something or you voted for somebody and that's who you promote, that's who you promote. I mean, our people, and I'm talking about black people, I'm talking to our people right now, the clown. Um, all of us are wishy-washy. We all over the place. First of all, nobody has the right to throw stones because we know that our government is some bullshit, period. And I said it. And the bottom line is there's no Democrat and Republican. Why we on what side we on? Why do we care what side is what? Nobody's helping us. We still have ghettos. We still have homelessness. We still have, you know what I'm saying? I walk out my door, I see people that's on fentanyl and this other zombie drug that was given to them. And they out here living on the streets and stuff. So and we can't even get good health care anymore. You got to give up your left eye and all of your arms and legs just to be treated, and then you can't walk after because you done gave up your limbs. So I just think that people are going too far with the
Mm,
judgment, being judgmental over whoever. Yeah, okay, she got a white boyfriend, that's her business. At the end of the day, if she like crazy Trump and whoever, the one that was in office before, that's her business. It doesn't have anything to do with music. Doesn't have anything to do with them coming back and doing a show of the music, the classic records that they have. Has
yeah,
nothing to do with their music. Nothing.
yeah.
Politics has nothing to do with it. When they bomb this shit because they want to, um, the music, it'll still be there when people are half dead and one eyeball hanging out or whatever. The music will still be music will still be there if we can find something to play. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's how I see it. I just think
Okay.
that people are doing too much, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Hopefully, the tour starts in a couple of weeks or so. And then I think we've got 2 weeks until Michael's music movie comes out. I think a lot of I have a colleague at work who has bought five separate tickets. One to see it in IMAX, one to see it.
Wow.
I think she's going to see it in she's five different theaters. She's going to go experience the movie. We've got Benson, who's also. I think he said he's bought the rows around him, like seats in front, seats at the back, and the side of him, so that when he's watching it, he doesn't want anyone to disturb him.
What?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I probably will see it. I probably will see it on Wednesday when it comes out on the 22nd, and see how that is. So that should be fun. And And
Yeah,
just
Benjamin,
finally,
I might take. Let me know, man. I might take one of them seats up. I might just take one of them seats up, mate.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And anyway, and so as finally, just before we get into the Whitney album, um, I did speak with Damien Hall last night into this morning,
Wow.
and he will give his response to Teddy Guy 2.0 and a whole lot of stuff, and also his eagerly expected sophomore album coming out next month. So we'll talk more about that in the days to come. Um, oh yes, I know one thing. As I said, we're getting into the Whitney now. Jackie, I was listening to Jane Child. Why don't I don't want to fall in love, the Teddy
The
remixes,
Teddy remix here.
and I and I and I and I wanted to find out, did you what how was Jane Childs viewed when she came out in 1990? Because I listened to the original version of her song. It sounded like pop rock, and then Teddy sort of made it very street and our hip hop and all that stuff. What did you, back in the day, if you can remember, what did you think of Jane Child and the song before and after Teddy?
When Jane came out, I thought she was phenomenal from the door because, you know, I'm one of those crazy dressing and do the most people too. So when she came in her hair, we knew she was from overseas, of course. So where's she from? She's from the UK?
Canada,
Oh,
Canada.
she's from Canada. I knew she was from somewhere. Not the States. And her hair was funky, her clothes were funky, her whole swag was funky. So I felt like when Teddy did the remix, that was of course politics and it was the record label trying to push her into hip hop. Almost like how
Ah.
they were like how Pink, when Pink first got signed by LA and Babyface, she
Mm,
didn't do a rock type of record first. You know what I mean? They kind of tried to push Pink like R&B. And Pink had the
mm,
voice for that. And I think that Jane Child, she didn't necessarily have a R&B voice like that, but when Teddy did the remix, I thought, of course, that worked for her. And it's almost like, Michael McDonald or Kenny Loggins or,
mm,
you know, any of them doing songs and they sound like a black dude if you close your eyes and you like,
mm,
oh snap,
mm.
is this somebody black saying? But
Yeah.
I felt that, it fit for her. And it was dope. The remix was crazy. And we accepted her, and that's what I love, that you know R&B radio accepted her. The thing that I didn't like, the only thing that I don't like that they do is when they push um white artists, and this is not a racist thing, when they push white artists into an R&B category, and all of a sudden it just takes away from everybody else R&B that's putting out all of these great records, and
Mm,
the award goes to
George
the top
Michael. Yeah.
person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Jane Child. What's his name that came out a
George
few?
Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, George Michael and all that. Even though we love them, you know what I mean? I was a
Mm.
huge George Michael fan. Wham, what? You couldn't tell me. But anyway, that's what I felt about Jane
Biting my
Child. I
tongue
love
here,
her.
biting my tongue here.
I already know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll
Speed.
just. I mean, come on, Jane Child. Let's have it right. There's no way she had an R&B. It was a punk new wave image. It was a punk.
Right.
It was a harsh vocal, but it was just. It was a Warner Brother money thing, old, what was he called? If Benny Medina rung Teddy up, can you remix this Jane Child? He's probably on the other end going, I've no idea who she is, but I'll take the 75 grand, thank you very much.
Right.
And she's probably just happy that a record ended up getting in another music demographic. So everybody won, really, with that
Yeah.
record. But what a one-hit wonder she was. I mean, she made two. If you ever go back to her albums, some great stuff on those albums she made. Absolutely great stuff. But
I
just
like Jane.
Yeah, a very unique artist, and
Yeah,
it's one of them that if Gen Z ever discover that song again, it'll just blow up again. Could do with reissuing, actually. Really could do with
Okay.
reissuing it.
wow,
Okay. Yeah.
that would be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just finally, yes, Joseph Perry just reminded us that Usher and Chris Brown have just announced a mega tour.
Yeah,
Any thoughts on that?
Great for
I
the
think.
fans. Great for the
No,
fans.
go ahead, Stevie.
It'd be great for the fans of both of them. You know, it'd be a mega gig. You know, it's gonna sell out. That's gonna sell out, and it'll be a great show. I'm sure it'll be a great show. You know, and let's hope. You know, if you've because I'm seeing online some of these girls with the husbands and the boyfriends, they're getting caught out. These girls, 'cause they're getting on stage doing a bit of smooching with old Chris Brown. You know, the old smoocheroo, and then they're finding themselves getting divorced.
Yeah, yeah.
uh, were you
That
going to
I
say
think
something,
that's
Jack?
the only problem.
Yeah. Well, Chris Brown is, he's not he's taking no prisoners there, is he? He's just getting them bad girls up on stage. Why not, eh? While you're young, while you're young.
Okay.
Before it starts getting our age and your back starts going and things, you move this and it makes a noise and, why not?
Okay. All right. We are going into Benson says two Michael Jackson impersonators on one night. Okay, so I'm Your Baby Tonight. It eventually sold 10 million worldwide, and it was one of her. I think it was one of her lower um, selling albums when you think about her debut, her other albums that came out. And I'm just looking through the sales here. Her first album, which was Whitney Houston, um, um, that one sold 14 million worldwide. Her second one, Whitney, um, that one sold um, over 10 million worldwide, or about 11 million worldwide. And then the I'm Your Baby Tonight in the US, it just did. It wasn't as big in the US. It did 4 million in the US, but globally it's done about 10 million. And actually, it wasn't until the Bodyguard that her album sales went up. But then subsequently, Your Love Is My Love Is Your Love, and other albums didn't really meet up. Was there an issue, do you think, Jackie, that because Whitney went back to her base with this album, that she actually probably lost the ability to be, a 200 million selling artist because she wanted to get the love from the community, and hence this album came about?
I believe. I mean, I believe that Whitney, of course, wanted to keep her R&B fan base. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But record labels, we know they operate the way they do to get numbers, and they want record sales because they want that money, and it's a money game. It's a whole pimped out money game. So when you look at it, especially this album was done in what, 1990, right?
Yeah.
um I feel like this album was rushed, even though it sold 10 million. I feel like it was rushed. It's like all over the place. um to be honest, I only have 4 songs that I was like, that I loved on it, and really 3 was my favorite, but the rest of them I was like, why? Who is A&R in this record? Like, no, I don't care if you were Babyface, LA and Babyface, and I don't care if you were Michael Narada Walden. Who A&R this record to say, okay, we're gonna just take this, because some of those songs was trash. Even the Luther song was trash to me. And some people might say, oh no, I see it different. I didn't feel like Whitney did her best on any of those songs, on some of those songs. Um, I felt like she needed, you know, if she was going to stay and try to keep her R&B fan base, she should have went back to, some songs like, um, I'm saving all my love for you type of songs and whatever, instead of them trying to push her into 90s hip hop. You know, Whitney wasn't a hip hop artist. She's a crooner. So,
Mm.
I mean, that's how I saw it. I felt like it was rushed. It was a money maker, you know. Um, that's it.
What about yourself, Stevie? What did you think?
We should give the viewers a bit of context to this. Why we've actually picked this album. I think we was originally going to do this on a Sunday, the weekend before Easter, just to go live and give the viewers something to connect with the viewers and give them something to watch. That didn't happen because we struggling around. Think what album could we pick that was a big album that just before Easter will get the viewers in. And I suggested this. I came up with this. Thought, well, it was big in 1990. I didn't give it the time it deserved back then. I'm giving it now. So maybe just we'll do it and get it out of the way. And it's been pushed back a few weeks, and now you're getting it this evening. But for me, I would agree, Jackie. The album is all over the place. I didn't buy the album at the time. I didn't really. For me, this album is about the songs that didn't make it, and there's a couple of songs that were put on B-sides as singles that, for me, are some of the best songs he's ever done ever, and that's a big statement. And if I could have included them in this chart tonight, it would have made an incredible top 10. Because the two tracks that were on the B-sides were just they were incredible records. I don't know why they left them off. It's half an album for me. There is some good songs on this. There is some very good tracks, and there's some, like, as you would say, Jackie, fillers. There's some fillers on this album, but why you got to scratch your head and think the label and her were bowing to pressure from the R&B community instead of just saying, well, we've got why change something that isn't broken?
That's right.
Continue doing that pop dance, big Michael Massa type ballad thing that's just sells us millions. In 1990, it's still Luther was still doing it. They could have got away with it. You know what I mean? She could have kept, like, My Name Is Not, some of the swingier tracks. They would have been, because they would have fitted right in then, and include more bigger ballads. But it is all over the place. But I think it's worth talking about. And besides all that, you've got to remember this: you've got one of the greatest singers of all time singing here.
Mm-hmm.
You could give her the worst song ever, and
she can
blow away everybody else anyway. It's worth it just to listen to her singing. To just hear her singing on some of these songs, it's just like, it's mind blowing, and to this day, it's still sad that she's not here. It's just like, why is Whitney Houston not here?
Right.
A voice on this album is still incredible. It's still incredible. So
it is. I agree with you, Stevie, that her voice is incredible on these songs. Because, like you said, she was a phenomenal singer. But I think that just because she was as dope as she was, they were like, oh, we can give this to Whitney. She'll kill this. Give her the ABC song. She gonna kill it, and it's gonna work. No, don't give her. If you didn't change Anita Baker's formula, why would you change Whitney Houston's formula?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. They didn't mess with Anita's formula. They let Anita be Anita. So why not let Whitney be Whitney?
She was under immense pressure. She was getting immense pressure from, like you say, the black community to give us something, and she bowed to that pressure. And were they happy? I don't know. Were they happy with this album? They should have went full on R&B. It's almost like they've done it half-heartedly. They should have included those songs that Brian Loren wrote and David Lasley wrote. They should have put them on this album because they're incredible R&B tracks. They should have gone full in. Like later on in the late 90s when she worked with Darkchild and and Wycliffe. Then, for me, that's when we really got the R&B album. The album, it's not right. That's where she went full in. And we got it then. The clubs, the black community were dancing to that album. So got there in the end. She did get there in the end. So.
Yeah, I didn't like this album. That now there's a number of songs that I would say that I'll share my story when we get around them. But it's and I don't know if it was because of the narrative around the album. Because if they're selling you the narrative that, oh, she got booed at the Soul Train Awards, so she's now having to do a black album, you're automatically thinking, oh, so this is her comeback album just to reach us. And so it doesn't sell as much. Um, Even her first track, my name is not Susan, um, had its stay, but the direction LA and Babyface went wasn't their strongest. In 1990, they weren't doing the swing as much as well as Teddy or Jim and Terry, so it just didn't really connect. But as I said, she did have some good tracks on it. I never bought the album, and I think I did prefer her first couple of albums. Children, Let the Children, I Believe the Children of the Future, and I Want to Dance with Somebody. Those were inspiring tracks, and so I don't. Yes, if you guys have said, why would a label just spoil a record formula that has worked and made her as was? I think if she didn't have the Bodyguard soundtrack, I don't know how her career would have been seen if
Right.
I Would Always Love You did not come out, because
I
that
agree.
that was the almost like, oh, this cemented her as the voice, and it was the biggest selling soundtrack ever. But if she didn't have that song in that moment, who knows how we would look back at Winnie.
Yes,
Yes,
true.
yes, okay. Um, Hey, Derek and Nandi and Teddy Strong and everyone that's on, we welcome you guys. As you can see, we're seeing your comments as you've seen them as well. Clean music lover, welcome as well. All right, so um, there are 11 songs on the album. I unfortunately got the the Japanese version, and then "I'm Your Baby Tonight" was like, "What the hell song is this?" And I had to look. So what happens, Jackie, and you might not know this, is that they have an international version of the album, especially the Japanese one, and "I'm Your Baby Tonight" was more of a techno version.
Oh
Um,
wow.
and I listened to it, and I hated it. And then I had to go and listen to it on YouTube, and I'm thinking, oh, that's more like it, the one of the video version. That's Teddy. Stevie, did you have both versions, or what?
I've not got the I know the Japanese version's got two other tracks on that didn't make the international version.
Yeah, higher love. Give
Yeah,
me
I
a
don't even know that.
higher love,
I do need
and
to get a Japanese CD of it. I'll be honest, I do, for them
and
two bonus
taking
tracks.
a chance. But yeah, but "I'm Your Baby Tonight." It's a different mix, and it's called the Yvonne Turner mix, and yeah, it
Well, that
wasn't a
was
fun.
actually a UK mix, Namdi. That was done in the UK. That.
Yeah, but it's more of a dancehall kind, more of a
Yeah. It's
techno
got
kind, but
street soul, bit of a street soul vibe to it. I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that.
yes, okay, um, yes, okay. So anyway, Clean Music was saying that I feel like a lot of songs from Tony's debut album were meant for Whitney. I know that Jimmy at LA and Babyface at the time were, so 1990 they were putting songs out for Michael Jackson for his Dangerous album, but he didn't like them. So those are the songs that you hear on the is it Escape album or the Michael album? I can't remember. When he died, they really reissued some of those songs that they worked on with. Um, and 1990 they'd done the End of the Road. I think they had better songs. um Pebbles Always album came out 1990, so the album needed some more Pebbles songs. It maybe they were stretched because I didn't feel as if this was their best line of work. um any thoughts, Jackie, on LA and Babyface and the level of production they gave Whitney compared to what they've done with other females like Pebbles or Tony Braxton?
For
what
that
we-
time, I agree with whoever said anything about whoever was saying anything about Tony, them giving Tony the songs instead of Whitney. Um, and of course they were going to do that because remember they were trying to prove their label. You know what I mean? That's when LaFace Records
mm.
was starting to come in effect, right? Was it around that time when they started
Yeah, it was about
LaFace?
a year later. Yeah, but this album came out November 1990.
So it was before.
Pebbles
Was it
came out.
before that?
Pebbles came out in October of '90, and I think Pebbles has some better songs on her album than Whitney.
And you
And
know, they were also trying to what do you call it? Put their mark, their stamp on Tony. So I kind of feel like I just feel like Whitney got the raw end of the deal with this album. And then, you know, they were putting her name on it because she's Whitney, that she wrote stuff. I don't believe Whitney wrote any of that stuff. And, you know, like the Susan song, what is it called? My Name Is Not Susan. What the hell did that have to do with anything? Like, why would y'all give her a song like that? I'm telling you, I would have been mad if they effed up my budget. You know what I mean? I would have been tight. Like, why y'all messing up my budget on trash, like trash songs? No way.
It was a
No.
very poppy song, though. It was a very poppy song, that.
It was poppy, but it was still garbage. It was like, what the heck is she talking about? And what? What does that mean in the street?
Not Susan. Bum, bum, ba-da, ba-da, bum, 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 bum,
yeah,
ba-da.
yeah, but it yeah. I mean, yeah. It was a strange one.
Well, I take it that song won't be high up in your list then, Jackie. You give that one away already.
No,
It was.
you would be surprised. You gonna be surprised, Stevie. You gonna be
Okay.
surprised.
Well, do you want to let us start because we've got the crew all in. So let me see. Um, yeah, so there's 11 songs. I'm just gonna do my
Let
top
me. I
10.
will post my thing because
Oh, is
my
that?
Oh,
they
and by
told
the
me
way,
to go
in the
see
comments, because we have reviewed a lot of albums now. I know Benson still wants us. We have got it on the list to do that Randy and the Gypsies. If you can come up with any ideas for future any albums you'd like us to do, big albums, decent albums that we could get a bit of teeth into, do drop it in the comments, and we'll compile a list and come up with a few. Won't we, Nandy?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Nothing too obscure, even though I do like obscure stuff. But if you can, if there's stuff you want us to do, we'll definitely consider it.
Mm.
You know what? I was gonna say the same thing. Can we do? I mean, I know Namdi, you do hip hop and R&B, but can we do some pop records and rock records? Like I'll be in. I would love to do. And I don't know if anybody knows who Michael Franks is, but I was a Michael Franks fan and his albums. That's all I'm gonna say. Never mind.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
that's for another. That's definitely for another channel, maybe another podcast.
Yes, a whole nother one. Whole nother one.
Yeah. Okay.
I could do it on mine, right? On my radio
Yes,
show.
we can be your guest. We can be your guest. Okay. So Jackie, comes in at number 10 for you?
I was just trying to be nice to have a number 10. Um, I'm knocking like Ricky Minor. What was that, boo? That's my number 10. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm
Yeah, that was yeah, yeah, I don't even know. I mean, Whitney did co-produce that one.
Well, it's got Kurt Whalum on sax. I'm just looking at the credits for the track, written by Rhett Lawrence. Yeah, interesting. It was a different kind of track. I know why you got it number 10. It's got a different. The production was it's a bit off. It was a bit left field, a bit offbeat. The mid-tempo. Nothing special. It wasn't really a special record. It did make a B-side. It was on the B-side of I'm Your Baby Tonight on the 7-inch single. Just for a bit of... Did actually make a B-side. I understand,
Okay.
Jackie. I know why you put that record there. At least it's not My Name Is Not Susan. I thought he was going to lead off with that, actually.
No.
What about you, Stevie? What's number 10?
Kind of same reasons as Jackie. I didn't pick I'm Knocking. I picked Who Do You Love? Up tempo, but it's got Your Friend to offer on backing vocals, Jackie.
Oh, T was on
Yeah.
backgrounds. Get out.
She's on
Who
background.
because Luther. So who else is doing backgrounds? Is it Cindy Mizell,
I mean, check this out. Sissy Houston,
Sissy?
Paulette McWilliams, and
Yes.
Brenda White King.
Brenda White. Mm-hmm.
What a stellar lineup of background vocals. Vocal arrangement, Luther Vandross. Herbert Eves III is listed. I mean, that is some all-star cast.
Well, that's Luther's background singers.
Yeah,
he uses girls.
it's a complete filler track. It probably cost them about $200,000 to do that track, and I've just put it at number 10.
Yeah, I have it at number 10, and I think it sounds like the prequel to like Power of Love. It just sounded very Luther kind of, and it didn't feel as if it was on the album. You're listening to that, and you're listening to My Name Is Not Susan or I'm Your Baby Tonight. It feels as if there were two different albums. It just didn't, as we said, saying you can't just say, okay, let's get some of these up tempo songs, let's add some of this. The style would just this, yeah. It felt like stuff that would go on the Preacher's Wife soundtrack. So yeah, so that was a happy song, but I just didn't leave it thinking, oh well, Whitney on another level. Yeah, so I think Who Do You Love at number 10 for me. Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we need to another level. Sorry, The Way to Excel, Whitney. That's another one. Okay, Jackie, what's number 9?
Number 9 for me is Taking a Chance. Narada. Don't get me wrong. I love Michael Narada Walden.
Wait a minute, Taking a Chance. I think that was
wasn't that Michael?
No, that was Keith Thomas and
Wait,
what album was that on? I've not got that listed on this CD.
That's on the Japanese version. That has and that's number 12 on the Japanese version. Bonus track.
I've not even got that listed. I've never even heard that
one. Oops.
I removed. I had it. I listened to it and I removed it from my selection because it was on the Japanese bonus, Japanese edition bonus tracks. Taking a Chance and Higher Love.
Oh.
Well, it's your top 10. It's your top 10. Leave it in, Jackie.
Yeah, that's Taking a Chance. And that was mine. No, don't get me wrong though. Michael Narada Walden. Was it Narada that did it?
No. It was
because it's saying that Narada did it.
No, it was Keith Thomas and BB Winans Taking a Chance.
Oh, I don't even have that. I had that Narada did it.
So
my bad. Okay. BB Winans and who? Keith
Thomas.
Keith Thomas. I don't know who Keith Thomas is, but yeah, that's my number 9.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
No, it's fine. Stevie, what about you?
I had I'm Knocking at number 9. I thought it was slightly better than Who Do You Love? I did think the production was quite interesting. I think it's one of those tracks that you've got to give it a bit more time. It's more of a grower. It's a filler grower track, you know. And it's right. It should be up there. It should be up there at number 9, number 10. It's the right position for it. Like I said, I can listen to it. I don't listen to it and think I don't like this. I listen to it and thought, yeah, it's all right, you know. But it's definitely at number 9, so it's staying there. And like you say, it did make a B-side on the 7-inch single of I'm Your Baby Tonight. On the CD single of I'm Your Baby Tonight, there's an absolute killer track called Feel So Right, written and produced by Brian Loren, which would have been number 1 quite easily on this chart for me. If any of you have heard Feel So Right, oh my gosh. You're in heaven. It's Whitney Houston heaven.
Okay, we
Mhm.
got to listen to that because you done hyped me up to listen to that. What's it
Oh,
called? Let me write it down. What's it called?
feels so right.
Feels
Oh
so right. Okay.
my gosh. Knockout tune. Absolute knockout record. Brian Loren, the guy wrote for Whitney and Michael Jackson. His songs never even made it. And he passed away recently, didn't he? He's like completely unheard of. And he wrote some incredible R&B records for some of the greatest artists that the public have never even heard. Oh, well.
My number nine is I think it's, as I said, it's on a different album. This would have been much higher, um, but because the way the album was structured, it just felt like one of those songs where light your candles, um, and it almost feels like a Diane Warren song that where she's trying to make a hit, so she just
Hmm.
has, okay, let's do this, and it's After We Make Love. It just was put me to sleep. She sang
Wow.
it well. She's great, but it just, in the context of where it was on the album, I just was like, yeah, just it was almost like, yeah, can we just add some of those other old stuff with what we're doing here? And I just didn't feel like it flowed. Yeah. So that's After We Make Love at number nine. Um,
Namdi, the chorus on that is a killer. It's an
yeah,
absolute killer.
yeah, yeah, yeah. With
But
sort of,
it's actually wrote by Michael Massa, the real bland ballad man. But it is a vocal on that. A vocal. Oh my gosh, Namdi.
yeah, yeah. As I said, it is, but if for me, it felt like we're trying to make you, we're trying to make you fall in love with the song. It felt like they were trying, and
Mm.
and vocally she was doing gymnastics. You just can't. Um, but it's, yeah, I didn't connect with it as it probably should have. Yes. So Jackie, what's number eight for you?
My number 8 is Who Do You Love?
Okay.
That I that
Who
was your
do
number
you?
what, Stevie? It was what was it? What was your
Number
number?
that
What was
was my number 10.
that was your number 10? And what did you do? Who Do You Love already?
I did
I
that.
had
MD?
I had it at number 10 as well.
Oh, you had it at number. Both of y'all had it at number 10. I had it at number 8, so I wasn't far behind y'all. It's like I wasn't far behind. Um, like y'all said, that's Luther. Of course, he's gonna have the fabulous backgrounds. I didn't even look to see who did the backgrounds, but that was his girls. Tawatha. The people that don't know who Tawatha is, she was from M2May's group. She did Juicy Fruit and You, Me, and He. A phenomenal. She sings with so many people. She did so many backgrounds on so many records, and she's a beast. She taught me actually. I learned a lot from Tawatha.
Wow.
That's my big sister. So yeah, that's my number 8. Who do
Okay.
you love?
Stevie.
Number 8 was, God, I can't even remember what this sounds like. How bad is that? Let me just look at the credits again. I picked Any More at number 8. I think that was a big, well, it was an LA and Face ballad.
Yeah.
Babyface on background vocals. It mustn't, I can't even remember what it sounds like. So it must have been,
Like a baby face, but like a baby face record, but kind of thrown off some.
yeah. I'm sorry, folks. It's like it's at number 8. Maybe if I can't remember, it should have been at number 10. Maybe not even make it at all to my top 10. If I can't remember what it sounds like, my dearie me. I can remember what everything else on from 7 downwards. I'm all good, but maybe them three tracks are there for a reason. Sorry if that's your favourite track, folks, but
That's all, folks. I had I'm Knocking at number 8. nice little jazzy stuff. But as I said, it's goodness. The first singles that she released was "I'm Your Baby Tonight," "All the Man That I Need," "Miracles," "My Name Is Not Susan," "I Belong to You," and "We Didn't Know." It just didn't feel cohesive when you then are going this direction, you go in this direction, and um and as I said, it just I'm listening to it and saying, okay, on another day, nice track, but for this album, what are you trying to achieve by putting it in there? Are you just showing her versatility or whatnot? So, but yeah, it was a decent track, but it's at number 8.
That was a nice way to put it. That was a nice way. So we're doing number 7.
Number 7.
Okay, my number 7 is After We Make Love.
Okay.
Um, I mean, like I said, I was reaching. I was reaching, trying to make things make sense because after number 4 for me, really, I was like, okay, what am I gonna put? So that's my number 7. After We Make Love, I can't say no more.
Okay. Stevie, what did you get?
My number 7. If any of you have put this at number 1, I totally understand.
Here we go.
My name is not Susan.
No, it's not that one. It was this song is definitely for the ladies. I think it's definitely a Whitney song. This is quintessential Whitney. A vocal is just it's absolutely flawless. And for me personally, it's one of those records that I've got to be in the mood to listen to.
Don't say it.
But it's all the man that I need.
I know. How did you put that at number 7? Because soon as he said from all the ladies, I'm like, okay, what song do you remove the men? No, Stevie.
Yeah, but it's obviously that record's for the ladies. It's a ladies' record, isn't it?
It is, but as a man, when you listen to that, it's like, listen to what she's saying. You're all the man that I'll ever need. You built me up. Men should feel great about that song.
It's just it's the way it's the production, the way it's put across. It's definitely for the girlies. But what was also great about that, because it was a single. There's a video, and again, I'm going to go back to the B-side, because the B-side of this record for me, it was better. Was not better. It's the best thing she's ever done ever, and that was a track written by a guy called David Lasley, another singer-songwriter, great songwriter. That he's wrote hundreds of records. You never heard of him, and it's a shame. But he wrote this record for Whitney called "Dancing on a Smooth Edge." It's about 6.5 minutes long. It's one of the greatest records that Whitney's ever recorded, and again, it would be fighting with "Feel So Right Tonight" to be my number 1. It's that good. It's that when you hear "Dancing on a Smooth Edge," all bets are off tonight. All bets are off. Yeah, all bets are off. Big shout to Land of the Good Groove. He mentioned it before, but that was the B-side. And it's like you've got all the man that I need, and you've got "Dancing on a Smooth Edge" as a double single. Incredible release that just flew past everybody. Clive Davis, Clive, if you're watching tonight, how could you let that song slip away? How could you let that song slip away?
That's a DJ speaking for sure. Because the DJs are the only ones that I know that know all the B-sides to everything. That's good though, Stevie.
Well, he's disrespected a great song, but anyway,
it's a masterpiece. But I don't need to tell you. You viewers know. If you've heard that record, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, number 7 for me is "Lover for Life."
What? Nobody stopped it.
You can't talk after putting all the
first yellow card. First yellow card of the show.
No, you cannot talk after putting all the man that I need.
The great
anywhere
Sam
between
Deans,
Lover
the
for
top
great
life.
three.
Sam Deans wrote this record, Namdi.
All the
The
man
great
I
Sam
need.
Deans wrote that record.
Yeah, well,
Wait,
yes, Stevie, you
who
can't talk. You've put one of the greatest songs
Lover for life?
ever.
That was a record
Yeah,
song on that record.
Love for Life. It was even the fourth track on there.
Who wrote that?
Sam Dees.
But it was
Lover
produced
for
by
life.
Michael Nardo Walden.
Yeah. Sam Dees is
Lover
just
for
like
life.
one of the greatest soulmen ever. Sam Dees. Just greatest soulman ever.
Well, I didn't hear that one. Okay, we're gonna keep on going because I didn't buy that record. I didn't buy that album either. So
Okay, what did
uh,
you get for number six?
six. My number six was anymore. Didn't somebody else have that one as something?
I had it number 8.
Oh, you had it at number eight. Um, LA and Babyface. I mean, again, I don't have nothing great to say about it except that you can hear the Babyface his signature. You know, in it. It didn't move me much. A lot of this album did not move me. So, and maybe I should have been like Stevie, listening to the B sides. In 1990, I was busy. So, you know that a lot of these songs just didn't move me because
Mm,
this was to me this was a transitional album. So
mm.
that's it. That was my number six.
Okay, Stevie, what about you? What's number six?
I had the After We Make Love track. I mean, it's very similar in All the Man That I Need It because it is one of them big ballady type tracks, but
No, it's two different types of song.
the chorus is just again flawless. The chorus just wins it over for me on this. It's just proper soulful chord change in it. Um, wow, it's a dream. It is a dream track. You know that is one you can play your lady friend, and you might get lucky that night. You know what I mean? If she's in the mood, you might get lucky.
Well, how
So
come you couldn't play All the Man That I Need at number six then for to get lucky with the ladies? I'm just saying.
you know what I'm talking about, fellas. When you give the lady that nudge, you give her that, just give her that nudge. You know what I mean? You give her a nudge. We're all adults, aren't we? We're all adults.
And number six for me is Anymore. It's it's an LA and Babyface track, and I it's almost like they took Karen White's Secret Rendezvous and that type of I don't really that kind of try to be fast with it. I think they gave the better track to Pebbles that year. It's almost like it does sound like Secret Rendezvous, but it just didn't let Whitney showcase her vocals singing that fast. It's a fast up tempo track,
Hmm.
and it doesn't sit there, and it just felt like it was being forced that she was being forced to sing it. And I'm sure Clive says, "Look, then look what they did for Karen White. Look what they've done for Pebbles. Look what they've done for Paul Abdul. They can give you those types of R&B pop songs that Black radio loves." And they didn't give her the best stuff. I mean, yeah, I mean, Ellen Babyface are two of the greatest ever, but on this album, they just they fell asleep. Same thing they did with the tracks that they did for Michael, which came out on his other album, you know, rubbish stuff. So I don't know what happened to them. Actually, the one common denominator on this album is the one person missing from their production is Daryl Simmons, and
Yeah, good point, Andy. Good point.
it shows that actually he was the
So
glue because
that's
it
right.
was only LA and Babyface listed on there, and he's not listed. When he's listed, the songs are different. So I think that was an issue with this. They probably thought we can do it without him, and yeah, okay.
That was a good observance, Namdi. You're right. You said it. You hit the nail right on the head. No Daryl Simmons. Ooh. You're so right. Wow.
No
Yeah.
diggity.
No, no doubt. Okay, number five, top five.
Um, I think I kind of threw this one in here, which probably shouldn't even be there. I belong to you. Do y'all have that? Was that on this album? Because
Yes.
I
Yeah,
was trying
yes.
to remember.
That was a really good track. It's a really good
That's
track, that.
another. That's
I
another.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, I was trying to remember because I left my list downstairs and I was trying to remember what I had. Um,
Mm,
yeah, I belong to you. That's Michael Narada Walden.
mm,
And Narada to me, he's great for arrangements and just how, he was always consistent. Um, Sorry, y'all, my phone is ringing.
mm.
He was always consistent, you know, pretty much consistent with his records. Um, he I give him a lot of credit, of course, for what he did with even Charnice, I Love Your Smile. But he also worked with my kid's dad, Mark Dorsey, and he did a remake of People Make the World Go Round for
Remember that.
the the Crooklyn soundtrack. Um, the People Make the World Go Round. He did it with Mark Dorsey, which is my two boys' dad, and he did an excellent job on that production and arrange the vocal arrangements and everything. I love Michael Narada. I think he's dope. So
Mm,
I thought he did a great job on this one on I Belong to You. I think he did a really good job.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Stevie, what about you?
Interesting you mentioned Mark Dorsey because that links nicely into my number five. Mark Dorsey on that soundtrack did a track called Changes, which was
Yes.
written by a guy called Ike Lee of Three Boys from Newark. And my number five would have been a lot higher if they did included the Three Boys from Newark mix of this particular track.
Oh wow.
Because that mix only made a promo CD. It only made it as a promotional CD, and it was the track with she did with Stevie Wonder. We didn't know the remix of it is incredible. This
Wow.
album, this album mix is nice. It's got a nice Stevie Wonder flow to it, but the remix is just New Jack Swing heaven. It's incredible remix. So yeah, we didn't know, which is it's a nice, like I say, it's a nice track. I'll be honest, I was struggling, Matt. All this top five now, like all these tracks, I didn't really know where position to put them in. They could have been any position from 5 to 1. These, but it just happened that we didn't know made number five. But I do like this song. Do like it a lot.
Okay. What's up? Let me look at my number five here. Number five is like Jackie. I Belong to You, and
Ah.
I felt it did fit the album because you had what LA and Babyface were attempting to do, and this does feel like nice little vibe, nice little. It just felt warm, and yeah, I didn't feel like she was stretching, and I felt that they just kept her in a pocket. So yes, I Belong to You at number five. So top four. What
I
is
remember.
number four?
Okay, my number four is you're gonna be like, what? So my number four is My Name Is Not Susan. And
Wow, so make the top five then. After
yeah, it
all,
made my top five. And the reason why I put it, because don't get me wrong, even though I was like, why would y'all give Whitney a song like that? I still thought it was edgy enough, you know, to make Whitney a kind of, first of all, Whitney was already ghetto from Newark, but they was hiding it, you know. And I'll tell y'all my Whitney story when we get to the end before we do our number one. Whitney was ghetto girl, and and Clive took her and tried to make her this, this princess and whatever. But when she got with Bob, it all came out, it came out. It all came out. But I felt that this gave her a little edge, though. It was kind of bringing out a little bit of the Whitney that we know. I can see her saying, "My name ain't Susan." You know what I'm saying? My name ain't Susan. You know, but saying the other thing behind it. Um, you know, that word that we all say, "Oh, you're not supposed to say that word," but you know, we say. But
Okay.
yeah, that's my number four.
Okay. Steve, what's number four for
You
you?
can imagine the scenario, can't you, Namdi? Jackie's summoned into MCA Records. She goes in the office. Sit down, Jackie. Sit down. We've got this song for you. We think it'll really fit. It's called Skeezer. Called Skeezer. How do you feel
Sorry.
about that? Oh, it could have been. It could have been. We got this song for you, written by Elaine Babyface, and you'd have been, whoa, Elaine Bay. It's called My Name Is Not Susan. Which would you have picked? Which would you have picked?
I
Skeezer or My
probably,
Name Is Not Susan?
to be honest, I would have picked Skeezer.
Wow.
And the reason why I would have picked Skeezer because of the samples that Herbie Lovebug used in the record. I love the track, but the lyrics to Skeezer was not my thing, you know, and it was definitely a song that was pushed on me. Just like I'm sure a lot of these were pushed on Whitney, like, just do this shit. Go ahead. Just pay him. We just need to put this record out. You know what I mean? So, but I didn't think that Skeezer was a bad song, you know,
Mm.
period. Why? I can't talk right now.
Well,
Sorry.
our PG rating on this show tonight has gone right out the window, Namdi, anyway.
Oh, sorry. I'm
So,
sorry. Sorry. I
if
know.
any of you,
Y'all
if
know.
any of you watching with kids out there, we do apologise. We do apologise now.
It's Ray to see for cussing today. Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
So what about you, Stevie?
Um, I've got actually, and I feel bad. It's like, why is it only made number four? I just didn't know where to put it. It wasn't going to be number one. It could have been number two. Easily could have been number two or three. But I'm Your Baby Tonight. It's a great little song. I'm your baby tonight. Whatever. Good little swayer. You can click along. Can't I'm your baby tonight. Da, 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 da. You know.
It,
That's your number four.
this is number
At
four.
least it made the top five. Okay, we because
That's
you
the
know.
theme song to the X-Men. X-Men 97. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
My number four is again similar to Jackie. My name is not Susan. Um, and I think let me see which if it was the I think my name is not Susan was a fourth single release. It's it felt like yeah we're going to try and make you hip, Whitney. So we're going to give you this kind of new Jack track, and we want you to dress. I mean, she went from being elegant in "I'm Your Baby Tonight" and "All the Man That I Need,"
So
and then when she does "My Name's Not Susan," okay, let's dress you up, make you more, put you on a bike, and it just felt like they were trying to give a different message for her. Nice track, but I just don't think that in 1990 with what was happening on the New Jack Swing airwaves
yeah.
that it caught. I just think that the Ellen Babyface was sleeping production wise on this stuff on this album, and but I think the title was probably more catchy than the song itself. My name is not Susan. I think, and they didn't write the song. I don't know who this Eric White is, um, but they didn't write the song. It was written by Eric Foster White.
He did stuff for High Five. I think he wrote Unconditional. Did he wrote Unconditional Love? Someone in the comments put me straight on that. He definitely wrote a big High Five record.
Okay, okay. So he wrote the track, and LA and Babyface produced it, which is
Produced it.
unusual. And I would wish to know the story of um of that album as to why it went that direction. Because normally they would write and produce, but they didn't write it. So yeah. So this doesn't make sense why somebody else wrote it and they did the production.
Because it was probably something that Whitney liked. She probably
Uh
did like it. but she needed the production to be better. A lot of times that's how it happens. If you know they bring the A&R people will bring songs to us, the artists, and I can't even put myself in the Whitney position, but in in they'll bring songs to the artist and say, you know, we got some tracks for you or whatever, so you can hear the track. So she probably heard the track and liked what the person wrote. Who did y'all say it was? I'm sorry, I don't even want to disrespect the person.
Eric
What's
Eric
Right.
Eric Foster White, yeah.
Eric Foster White? So they probably said, "Here's a song that this cat wrote, Eric Foster White, and what do you think?" And Whitney probably said, I love it, but I don't love the production. Um, Maybe we can get Ellie and Babyface to produce it, type of
Mm,
thing. Because that's usually how that happens.
mm,
But prayerfully
makes
he got his money off of that 10 million seller. Damn it.
okay, that makes sense. Okay, all right, Jackie, top three. What's number three for
um,
you?
my number 3 is Miracle. Y'all know I'm a sucker for the beautiful songs. And that song is phenomenal. You know what, Stevie? You know what?
Sorry, folks. Sorry, folks.
Did you? What was Miracle? What number was Miracle for you? Was
I
that at
it
did.
the
did.
bottom?
As
It,
it's not even made my top 10.
yeah, yeah, it didn't make my top 10.
What?
Yeah, it was one of those.
It's a
Down
sleeping
we
bag. It's a
want it
sleeping bag record.
on,
Yeah, family, yeah. Get your sleeping bag out
yes.
and go to
I was
sleep
like,
record.
yeah,
I thought it was. I
yeah,
like Miracle.
yeah.
I thought it was
I'm sure
beautiful.
it is a beautiful song, but
Blah
it's
blah 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 blah
that's
blah.
that's, that's what we
You could see it. You could see at the end of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when they go
You
off
know
into the
what?
sky.
Damn.
Oh,
but
blah,
this
blah,
No.
blah,
Maybe
blah.
but see that's the difference. I loved I believe the children are our future, but I would if it was on this album, I probably would have listened to the songs and then that comes on and I just would have had a different flow to it. But I think on this album the song just didn't fit the way the album was being portrayed. So I'm listening to it. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a skip. Vocally, yes, New Spirits. It's vocal masterclass, but it felt like they were trying to, you know, when somebody's trying to, if you ever watched American Idol back in the day when they had Randy, Simon, and Paula, and then somebody would sing beautifully, and then Randy would say, "Yeah, you're trying to just sing. There's no emotion in there. You're just doing all this stuff." And I had to learn that actually, just because they could sing doesn't mean it's
doesn't
they can
mean yeah.
sing and it's there's a connection. And sometimes I'm listening to a song and it didn't draw me in. It's just like, okay, that's nice. Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it. I mean, I
Not for
thought
this
that this was
album.
more
Miracles would
of
have been
a.
better on a debut or sophomore album. And that's what I think, yeah. On that album, it would have just been like, wow, just yeah.
I can't believe y'all, but go ahead.
Okay, so that's your number three, right?
Uh-huh.
Miracles. Stevie, what's
I'm just very happy it's not your number one, Namdi. I had a bad feeling that would have made your number one, mate.
it's number 11. It didn't even, yeah,
Very
I know.
good, very good to hear. Uh,
Y'all are so evil. Y'all are so evil. But go ahead.
What did you put, Stevie, for number three?
I got the track that I figured when I listened to the production on this, because we have talked about a lot already. I think they were also working on Pebbles' Always album on the new Jack tracks, and I think they had pre-production done for the Damien Dame album because the production does remind me of some of the tracks that made the Damien Dame album. That came out in 1991. It's very similar, but My Name Is Not Susan. It's very catchy, and it's got that Ellie and Babyface new Jack sound that I did like back then. It's very of its time. It's a very catchy pop R&B swing record, and it's made it to my number three. I'm happy with that. It's not a killer. It's not a killer, out and out killer. But yeah, I'm happy for it to be at number three in my chart.
Yeah, definitely.
My
Um,
name is not Susan. Ba, 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 ba. Ba,
so
da, 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 da.
this is Boda to was saying that go to the comment section of the song Miracles, and you'd see how it impacted a lot of women who were going
Again,
through
it is a woman's song. It's like,
and having
all the
them.
man that I need, women will go for it. I can
It's a
totally
different.
understand
You can't compare the two. All the man I need is on a different level. But I think I think there is something about the song, about the lyrics, but I think the album it just didn't fit the album.
No.
And so if you're listening to the album with that sense of this is Whitney's comeback album to hit the black community, it just somehow it just didn't it just doesn't tally. And didn't appreciate the song on this. I mean, on no way would I love the children are our future. That's not the type of song, but it fits what she was delivering on her previous albums. That when you listen to that, and I think I always remember coming to America, we're doing it as well. So in a way, the song, powerful song, makes is great, but they didn't try and make Whitney this New Jack Swing queen and then throw it on there. So that's that. I think
that.
that
We
was what.
must put a disclaimer out tonight. We're not; these are just opinions. I know that some of your viewers may take umbrage to some of our opinions because some of these might be your very favourite tracks, and you're entitled to that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's just opinions. That's all it is. Doesn't mean to say we're right or we're wrong. They're just what we feel. That disclaimer. So don't get too upset with us, please. Don't get too upset with us. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah, greatest love of all. Yeah, great. Okay, so Jackie, number two.
My number two is I'm Your Baby Tonight.
Hmm.
Yeah. Good number two. That.
That's my number two. That's my
No.
number two. I love that song.
Yeah, it's
I
a
Mm.
good
thought
song.
that
Good.
Whitney killed that song. Please, to be honest, I'm Your Baby Tonight saved this album. That
Mm.
and
And your number one, yeah.
Miracle, to me, Miracle, All the Man That I Need, and I'm Your Baby Tonight were the songs that really saved
Mhm.
this album, from from going left, being a just a whole trash album. The other songs were just, you know, I would have put them all on B sides, everything, everything. But my number two is I'm Your Baby Tonight.
Okay, Stevie, what's number two?
This is the song that's really surprised me because again, because I didn't listen to the album back then, and I've been listening to it a lot. And if I was doing radio right now, I'd play this as a really strong album cut, and I'd maybe encourage Jackie. She's got an upcoming radio show to do, and I know if you're going to be are you doing that show every week, Jackie, or is it like
Uh,
a?
yes, every Tuesday.
I know the work you've got to put in to do a weekly radio show. How many hours are you going to be on the air for?
No, I'm only doing an hour. What are you talking about? How many hours?
Well,
I'm doing
I
an
did
hour.
having a 2 hour radio show, and you try to find 2 hours of music every single week. You got to be on it. In the week, you got to be preparing yourself. This is not. You can't just show up for 1 hour. You got to do a bit of pre-production here, get your track list right. But anyway, I'd
I'm not.
I'd
Go
be
ahead.
playing
Go ahead.
like an album cut and go, yeah, this is a prize strong album cut, but I Belong to You. I really like this track. It's really surprised me. I like the production. I think it's it's a really nice soulful floater. Yeah, I like this song a lot. Really surprised me, and I've ended up putting it number two.
Okay.
Touche, touche. I belong to you.
Okay. My number two is very similar to Jackie as well. I think the video was excellent. I think she was a good first track to release, and it's "I'm Your Baby Tonight." I think they got it right. The producers, I think they got this one right. In how they put it together. As I mentioned, it was a strange one that they didn't write it. Wait a minute. My name is no Susan. That's what have I put in here?
What have you
Yeah,
done?
yeah. Sorry. No, they did write. They did write this. They did write it. LA and Babyface wrote it. I'm your baby
I'm your
tonight.
baby tonight. Yeah, they did.
Yes. Um, and yeah, I love the video. I think the whole performance. Um, did she? Yeah, she didn't. Did she even win a Grammy for this? She didn't. I'm Your Baby Tonight received nominations for Best Female Pop Vocal at the Grammy, but it didn't win. And so she took out the prize when it came to that. But yeah, I like that particular song, "I'm Your Baby Tonight," produced by LA and Babyface. And the video is just beautiful. The way she's smiling and yeah, going through it. So second best song on the album. Okay, so Jackie, before you get to number one, what is your um? Well, what are the other songs in the order that you, or if you can remember them?
Oh, I don't even remember what other songs. It was only 11 songs. What
Yeah.
other songs? My
So okay,
the one that didn't make it. I don't even know because I told you I was trying to throw my list back together. But
okay, but just do your 10 to 1.
my my 10 to 1. I mean, well, my 10 to 2, and then we'll go to number one. uh, what was my number 10? Um, where did it go? Oh, I'm Knocking was my number 10. My number 9, Taking a Chance, which y'all said y'all didn't see. My number 8 was Who Do You Love? My number 7, After We Make Love. My number 6, Anymore. My number 5, I Belong to You. My number 4, My Name Is Not Susan. My number 3, Miracle. My number 2, I'm Your Baby Tonight. And before I get to my number 1, I got to tell y'all my real quick Whitney Houston story when we met. And I think I told you before, Namdi. um, Robin Crawford was managing my kid's dad. He was my fiance back then, Mark Dorsey, singer Mark Dorsey, and I was pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant with my first son, and Whitney had a show, so Robin gave us tickets to come to the show and backstage passes or whatever.
Wow.
So I get to the show, and I'm sitting, where BB and Cece are sitting, and Cece has Bobby Christina with her, and I already knew them from when I was doing my deal with MCA, but I was gonna go to what were they on, Capitol or Columbia? It was whatever label they were
Capital.
on.
Capital.
They were on Capitol, so it was Capitol and Columbia that also offered me a deal. So I met BB and Cece then. Sweet people. So after the show, we go backstage, and Mark is not with me. So when I get back there, Chris Rock is he sees me first, and he's like, "Oh, there's my girl," and he's like, "Make it last forever." Da 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 da. Right. But Whitney is looking at me like, who the F is this bee that's pregnant coming up in here? Because Bobby comes out and he was like, "You're my girl, Jack." And she's looking at him like, wait, what is going on? When I tell you, if I could kill, Whitney would have killed me. And I mean, and then Chris Rock tries to let me fix this. So he goes, Whitney, you don't know Jackie McGee. This is the one that did Make It Last Forever with Keith Sweat. And she's still like, yeah, but she's still like, why is
Wow.
she in here and she pregnant with a belly? And Bobby, you know her. She didn't know that me and Bobby were label mates. And then Hiram Hicks was also, the manager for New Edition from before, and he was my manager, whatever. But here come Mark. Mark Dorsey comes in, and he's like, "Oh, where you met Jack?" And she's like, "This is your fiance." Now it changed. It's like, "Oh, this is your fiance. Y'all having a baby. Congratulations." And she
Wow.
starts to sing "Make It Last Forever," and she's singing it out of the ballpark. Let me tell you, she's singing, killing my part, killing it. And then she hugs me, and she's like, "This the sweetest person give you all the love. And she was like, girl, that song is bad. I love your voice. And da-da-da. Like, she made you feel like you were on her level. And I know I could never be a Whitney Houston. I was just never. But just her personality and everything, like, she was gonna fight for hers. Don't get it twisted, Bobby. She was looking at Bobby like, I will knock your whole entire existence out your life right now. And Bob was like, me and Jackie go back 17 years, so it was funny, but it was like, okay, don't get me beat up pregnant. I can't fight pregnant. No, but she did. She loved on me and everything, and it was the best meeting ever. Like, Whitney Houston giving you love and singing your song. It was just beautiful. My number one is All the Man I Need. And the reason why it's my number one, like you said, Stevie, it's definitely women love that song. But I also, from a woman's perspective, I think that song is giving men that push that men don't even get today, to say, you're everything to me. Shoot, you wash dishes, you cook too, you know how to do all that too. Hey, we do this together. To me, that gives a man that security blanket to say, I respect you, and I respect you, I love you, and XYZ. I never really looked at it as a girly song. I always thought it was, to lift up the men, period. I just felt that. So that's my number one.
I mean, what's interesting about that story you just told there, Jackie, is you've revealed something about Whitney. Maybe it's public knowledge, but it sounded to me like Whitney had a lot of insecurities around Bobby Brown with other women. That was coming out. They'd be out together. There'd be women around. Bobby'd be there, and she'd probably giving a lot of women daggers. I've experienced that. In my young days, when I was dating going out with this lady, and I'd go to clubs with her, nightclubs, and ended up back at her house, and she'd be saying, "That girl was looking at you, Steve. That girl, that girl was looking at you. And I wanted to kill her." I've been on the other side of that, so I know what old Bobby Brown was feeling. You know what I mean? But when you got one of those women that's got that double-edged, angry side to her, that insecurity, it's not to be messed with, because it can end up bad, guys. It can really end up bad for you. You know what I mean?
But you know what? To free Whitney up on that one, I wouldn't say it was so much of her insecurities, because she was Whitney Houston. She could have any man she wanted.
But she obviously felt that around Bobby.
But,
she was putting daggers on you being around Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was Bobby's fault necessarily, but Bobby was a bad boy. Women are nasty, and women.
At the time when Bobby was hot, I mean, he was like Chris Brown is now. When Chris Brown gets out the car now to go anywhere, he's got 100 women following him. Right. And I'm sure it was the same with Bobby Brown back then. Because he was the hottest R&B male at the time.
Right.
So she was very. As much as she loved him, she was on it. He obviously kept her on her toes, which is completely crazy considering how beautiful Whitney was. You know what I mean? And how talented she was. It should have been the other way around, really. I think they were just as jealous as one another.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that, because I know he was throwing daggers. Yeah, and Bobby, I love Bobby. Is a friend of mine. He's family and the whole nine. But I know that he was throwing daggers in his mind to with the movie
in the Bodyguard soundtrack, wasn't it? Because he was on set every day.
The Bodyguard movie, I know he was throwing daggers at my boy. Yes, I know he was throwing. And even when Whitney passed away, you can tell how much Kevin Costner really loved Whitney. Like, he made me cry looking at him crying. You know what I mean? Because I felt like he really truly loved her. You know what I mean? So I'm sure Bobby felt that same way. That's
Mm.
it.
Okay, Stephen, what's your 10 to 1 or 11 to
Um, Obviously, my honourable mentions are those two tracks. I'll send you the YouTube links, Jackie, to those two tracks after this. But Dancing on a Smooth Edge and Feel So Right, that those are two honourable mentions that should have been included on this album. If you've not, any of you've not heard those tracks, they are on B-sides, they are on YouTube. Please go and play them. Number 10, Who Do You Love? Number 9, I'm Knocking. Number 8, Anymore. Number 7, All the Man That I Need. Sorry, Jackie. No, it's a great song. It should be a lot higher. Number 6, After We Make Love. Number 5, We Didn't Know. Number 4, I'm Your Baby Tonight. That should be higher. That really should be higher. Number 3, My Name Is Not Susan. Number 2, The Surprise for Me, I Belong to You. And my number 1, again, I shed a tear. I can shed a tear listening to this because she's not here. Because it's just a beautiful, floating. It's just you could tell she was feeling good when she sung this record. Wrote by the great soul man Sam Dees. Just a great song. Lover for Life. Floats along lovely. I just love the chorus. I love Whitney singing on this. Beautiful record. Easily my number 1 tonight. And like you say, she's not, what you look at the singers we've got around now, the singers that are, these big female singers that are charting. Gosh, they don't even come close, do they?
Nothing.
They just don't even come close.
Nothing.
Adele's got a big voice. She's got a big voice, but doesn't come close to Whitney Houston.
But Adele put out records when she feel like it, and I love her for that.
Yeah.
But she's not a Whitney, but we love Adele though. Yes, we do.
What's the other big girl that's released something in the UK? Forgot. Is it Ray? Ray again. She's cut. She's a big singer in the UK at the moment. Doesn't come close.
But as I said, there's the pre I Would Always Love You Whitney and post, because pre I Would Always Love You Whitney, we had her Whitney Houston album and Whitney album, which were global hit sellers because there was I Want to Dance with Somebody, Greatest Love of All, those type of songs that everyone can relate to. And then she did this album which set her back, and then she did I Would Always Love You. And I remember the AT I would move to the States in 92, and they had the AT&T commercial, and then you just had Whitney singing, and I think it breaks a glass or something like that. She was just that I Would Always Love You is probably one of the greatest vocal performances. And so there was a redemption there. But I don't know. Teddy said is that the marriage to Bobby didn't do as well for both their careers. And I just do wonder if they weren't married to each other, would Whitney have been even bigger, or would Bobby who would have been even bigger? That would be another debate.
If he'd married Kevin Costner instead, how do you think that would have gone? The white man, as you alluded to earlier with Billy. Exactly, the old white man. You know what I mean?
I love Kevin Costner. If to be honest, I didn't think, I felt like Whitney and Bobby definitely loved each other. Teddy, be quiet and shut up and mind your business, because at least she had a husband and he had a wife. So be quiet, Teddy. And that's coming from your sister. Be quiet. But yeah, they both were big, huge stars. You know what I mean? They were big, huge acts. So to me, they were gonna clash. You had to. It was like the clash of the Titans, because they were both really big, artists. And you got men that love Whitney and women that love Bobby. But then they both also had narcotic problems, and me having a dad that was hooked on a narcotic, heroin, I know, the evil that they fight in their minds, and what they had to go through. Just think about it, having all that pressure on you to have hit record, because we got to sell this, we got to sell this. So here they are, and people don't know they giving you cocaine, in the back or at the party. It's always free. It's always there, you know. And then next thing you know, you sniffing and you got a problem. And this feels better for you to numb yourself than to always be like, I got this whole entourage. I got to pay all these people. I got to, what do you want? I got makeup in here. What do you want? You need me to, go shoot this video. I got to be the bad boy. I got to be the bad girl. I got to be the good girl. You know what I mean? So I think their marriage would have worked if they both weren't so big of an artist, both of them. And I know for a fact that Bobby loved Whitney and Whitney loved Bobby. I know that for a fact. So,
Yeah,
we would want to know how it would have been if she married Kevin Costner.
how would it have been if they didn't? Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me do my top 10. I had Miracles at number 11. Who Do You Love at number 10. After We Make Love at number 9. I'm Knocking at number 8. Lover for Life at 7. Anymore at number 6. I Belong to You at number 5. My Name Is Not Susan at number 4. We Didn't Know at number 3. I'm Your Baby Tonight at number 2. And at number 1, I remember in 1990, we were watching Tops of the Pops, so which was our version of, say, Dick Clark's Bandstand or stuff, or Casey Keller.
Oh, okay.
And it's normally the charts. It's almost like the top 40 charts. So they'll play the video, or sometimes the guests will fly in if they're in the top. And I remember watching it, and at the song that was number 1 was a group called Iron Maiden with a song called "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter." It was a rock song. It was and I'm listening to this rock song, and it's number 1 on the UK charts. But at number 7 was one of the greatest songs I'd ever heard, which was Whitney Houston's "You're All the Man That I Need." And it stuck with me because I'm listening to this. I'm thinking, this is such an amazing song. And look at what the British public had at number 1. It just, the contrast between the songs, and I didn't understand how that song could be a number 1 song compared to All the Man That I Need. When I listened to it and imagine, just imagine a woman singing that song about you. Imagine somebody just saying that, look, man, he lifts me up, he gives me love, so much love that I can never need. And the way and then she's singing it, she has the massive choir, she's got the audience, and it's just like you just want to jump out. You see, now she performed it on this sort of homecoming when the troops came back, and she's singing it in front of all these troops, the army and navy and stuff, and she's sweating, and she's just burden it. And you said, "Woman, this woman can sing," and she's not only vocally, emotionally, the way she was connecting. Luther did his version of it. It just wasn't the same. As much as Luther is probably one of the greatest singers ever, couldn't connect the way Whitney sang.
No.
All the Man That I Need. It is my all-time favorite Whitney Houston song. And I listen to it and I'm like, okay, there's people who can sing, and there's Whitney Houston, and we just stop at that. So that's so that definitely is my number 1. But as I said, I see that I had to look at it. Iron Maiden, "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter" came out. It was number 1 in the UK, and she's All the Man I Need was like number 7, and as a kid, it just didn't make sense. That then I realized the difference between music taste, because there's how does one person love that rock song that says "Bring Your Daughter"? Anyone search up Iron Maiden, "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter."
To the slaughter, right?
Have you heard of it before, Stevie?
Of course, mate. I'll never forget that one. Never forget that one. I mean, that was a great thing, though. I mean, you mentioned Top of the Pops there. That was a great thing about our UK charts, is that really, if you if you got your as a music artist, if you got yourself a deal and you got a single out, anyone could have a chance of getting in our chart. Really, if it got pushed by a label, and we had such a our top 40 was just all over, just magical. It's all over the place. You had
Yeah,
great records in there, but you had these like one hit terrible wonders, didn't you? These
yeah,
real novelty, terrible novelty records, and like you say, then you'd have these, outrageous rock records. Bring your daughter. It was all over the place. That was a great thing about our charts back then, and I do miss them. I miss that top 40, top of the pops
yeah,
chart.
yeah. It
You know,
was, but yeah. I mean, so Jackie, as a singer back when Whitney was at her, you know, when did you stop to say, okay, this woman is probably on another level? Was it the national anthem, or was it the I Would Always Love You? Or what? When was it that you noticed and said, okay, she's just different?
From the beginning, to be honest,
Mm,
when Whitney did her first record, I was like, who is this? She's a beast. This is ridiculous. I knew her voice was phenomenal from her first record, you know. Um, and going from R&B to pop, I felt that Whitney was the it. Like I loved Anita Baker, and I love me some Sade. Don't get me twisted, because I love me some Sade. But they were not the ones that were going to take it to that appeal level. And when
mm,
she sung to those troops, it's like you said, when she sung, I was watching the faces of the troops,
mm,
right? And I've never seen guys that were so mesmerized in my
mm,
life. They were
mm,
mesmerized, and she touched their hearts because they had just finished fighting. You know what I
mm,
mean? They went out and they saw bloodshed. They
mm.
saw whatever. This is when they came back, right? When she did the
Yeah, yeah.
concert.
That is a
That's
storm.
after
Yeah,
they
yeah.
came back. And
Mm,
she it was like a breath of just fresh air when she
mm,
sung. And every you can look in every single male's face, right? That had to fight. You can tell, you can see all the love that they had for their wives, their girlfriends, their mothers, their
mm,
children, or whatever, just with Whitney singing. That moved me like, I was like, look how phenomenal she is. I'm like, that only comes from God. That only comes from the most high. You know what I mean? Like that don't come from nowhere else.
mm.
The enemy can't give you that. It gotta come, from the most high. There's no way, because of her. It was incredible. And I think to this day, you know, that Whitney Houston, I don't care what they talking about. Brandy is some Bible, vocal Bible, all this nonsense.
I never get that. I don't listen to Brandy and see Whitney. I don't.
Me
Maybe because
either.
I'm not musically technical like most people, but I don't listen to Brandy and think, wow, yeah, I can see her like Whitney. Because that
No,
it's just night and day with what how Whitney sang and didn't need the big music and stuff. But as I said, I'm not on that technical level. So when people say that Brandy is just like Whitney and stuff, I can't
no,
see it the same way. I don't think that I've listened to anybody sing. I mean, Aretha was very soulful, but I don't think vocally the way Whitney will belt out songs. Um, I don't think that I've ever heard any
anybody.
female, sing like Whitney, and the national anthem for the Olympics or so, or was it Olympics or Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, yeah, some
Super
Super
Bowl,
Bowl
Super
maybe.
Bowl.
Super
I mean,
Bowl.
just standing there, just singing this, I just it's and I think, unfortunately, her latter part of her life with the drugs, and when she did the Michael Jackson concert in 2001, and she looked like rag of skin and bones, and the fact that she couldn't hit the notes, it was really sad to see because she was the voice. I don't
Yes.
think, but I don't know if there's a female singer in my lifetime that could touch Whitney's shoes. But
The only one is Aretha. The only one's Aretha.
she's a
Before
soulful singer, but she sings with a lot of soul. Soulfully, I think Aretha can bring up
Aretha's up there, Namdi. Aretha is up there.
Well, she
so.
is.
And you're
Aretha is
looking.
up there, but I get what Nambi's saying. Aretha was very soulful, and Aretha could touch your soul just like Whitney could touch your soul. But it was like Whitney had a different kind of anointing on her that
Mm,
nobody has. I'm sorry, there's not another vocalist yet that we've seen that has that
You've got to
anointing
look at
that Whitney had.
the lineage, the family lineage of Whitney, and it's Sister Houston, it's Dionne Warwick. You know, again, they were incredible singers.
Yes,
You know,
ooh, I
she's
love
coming from
Dion
that
too.
lineage, so
Yeah,
yeah,
you know, a voice is like I say, we said at the start, she's not here. That you know, it's like
yeah,
that voice.
yeah,
I appreciate, and you know, looking back then, I took it so for granted. I appreciate anything of Whitney now, just to
yeah,
hear her sing, because we just
yeah.
haven't got it, have we?
yeah. I mean, the clean music was saying Lisa Fisher. I don't know. I mean, I don't
She
know
was a
Lisa.
great singer.
No,
She had
no.
a, not
Lisa, I love
she
Lisa,
had a
but
great voice.
Lisa's all range and beautiful. You know, Lisa sung with Luther. She sung with Mick Jagger. She had, her song "How Can I Ease the Pain," and I couldn't tell you no more songs on that album. And I know Lisa from when I was young. Lisa's a great vocalist, but Lisa doesn't have that anointing that Whitney had.
Mm.
Sorry, because if she did, she would have been a Whitney Houston. Even what's her name? The one from Canada. What's the that song Black Butterfly? What's her name? Because I love her
Nesby,
voice.
and Nesby.
No, no, not Ann. Not Ann Nesby. She sung with RL. She did a song with RL from Next.
Oh, Deborah
And
Cox.
Deborah Cox. Now I'm gonna tell you, Deborah, if she had a little extra, she would have been able to be in that Whitney lane. But Whitney, it was her soul. It was just her
Mm.
soul, period. But I would say Deborah Cox before I say Brandy, even though I love Brandy's voice.
Mm.
Brandy doesn't have no power like
Mm.
Whitney had. That power to command. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
and we're
getting all
talking about live
emotional.
performances as well. So forget. I think we can always talk about records, but Whitney's live performances of these
Yes,
songs is a difference. So I don't know if you see, people talk about Mariah Carey and they're like, okay, yeah, she had a voice, but you don't. I've not seen her. No one talks about a performance with Mariah Carey that is like we talk
yeah,
about Michael
yeah.
Jackson's Grammy performance of Man in the Mirror. We talk about Whitney's the national anthem, or when she did the TV special singing it to the troops. I don't tell me another performer who sang vocally that people just says, "Yeah, remember when we watched that."
Right.
I don't. I'm trying to think of any other artist that did a live performance vocally. We're not talking about Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. He did the Grammys when he sang "Man in the Mirror," and that was outstanding. Whitney's national anthem and her performance on that TV special for the troops. I don't know if there's anyone else that we would remember and I can acknowledge. So yeah, I mean, and I don't know if I've given her the due credit, because subsequently, yes, people said Jennifer Hudson. All these, yeah, these people can. Even Fantasia sings well, but there's a difference when you do all the runs and you do all this stuff. But Whitney was very clear when she sang, and she had the power, the clarity, the emotion, and it was just effortless.
Mm.
And I think everyone
That's
else,
the word. That's the word tonight. Effortless.
yeah,
You know, she sings right up there, and it's effortless. You know,
That's the
that's
you're
what.
right. Effortless. But you know what? As an artist, I will tell people out there, if Clive Davis thought he had another Whitney, so I'm gonna tell y'all now, all the people that y'all trying to, say Fantasia, whoever, he had Fantasia. He had, he was the reason why Fantasia blew up to be what she is, because Clive had all the people that came off of American Idol. Um, but if he had another Whitney, don't you think she would be big right now? Of course. He can't find another Whitney. So it's done. Whitney is, and that's it. He probably will never find another Whitney in his lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah, he had Deborah Cox, but I think yeah, Deborah Cox had some nice tracks, and Tamir probably I love Tamir as her vocals, but it's record versions of these singers and live version very different. Luther sings the same on stage. We'll always look back at when he did "A House Is Not a Home" for what's he Dionne Warwick when they were giving her
Yes,
an honor and he stand there and they said, man, that version was so good, we're gonna put it as a record. It's it's there's something there that's okay. Yeah, Benson said he tried with Leona Lewis. Leona Lewis had the vocals, but she was very Mariah's side, but didn't have the soul. So there's Aretha's soul Whitney had. She had the range, she had the vocal power, she had the clarity, and it was just all effortless. She had all of that. And Mariah, as I said, I'm not knocking Mariah because vocally she's great, but I don't think I won't listen to a Mariah song and almost want to weep, and
right,
I
right.
won't listen to it, and like that's why I said, Stevie, I was shocked when you had all the man that guy at number 7, and I think if you watch the live
Yeah,
performances,
I need to see that performance. I've not seen it. I do need to see
yeah,
it.
if you see it, it just it's
You
it
gonna shed a
even
tear.
yeah, you've got to see it, yeah,
You gonna
yeah.
shed a tear. It's gonna be in the corner of your eye, Stevie. It's gonna be right there.
It's like, yeah, but anyway, I'm glad that we definitely
No,
it's
it's been a
strange.
great conversation this evening. Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Very what's come out from this album. Even though I think we're all agreed that it wasn't a best album, and a lot of the viewers are, why are you doing this album? But it's been, it's important we celebrate Whitney. You
yeah.
know, I mean, she's been celebrated enough, but we should never stop celebrating
That's right.
someone like Whitney. You know.
That's right.
yeah. Yeah, I had to laugh because somebody had some.
Oh dear.
He says Jennifer Lopez, very funny.
Wow.
um, yes. Anyway, so on that note, guys, we Jackie wants us to go pop rock. Um,
Yeah, let's get that "Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter" record out. Then
Right.
yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about
I
that
think
and why they made
I
that.
don't think we'll have any viewers that evening, Namdi, if we go that
Yeah.
far. You know what I mean?
We do need to rate the album. So M Max gave it a 4 out of 10, which is quite strange.
Wow.
What would you give the album out of 10, Jackie?
Out of 10, I give the album I would give the album a 5.
Wow.
I would give it a 5.
What about you, Stevie? You said wow.
Vocally 11 out of 10. Vocally 11 out of 10. I'm going to give it a solid. I'm going to give it 7. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say that this was definitely my least favorite Whitney album, and probably an album I just didn't really. And actually, even when I was going through it, trying to when I was going through trying to like rate the songs, I just didn't warm to the album at all. So I would give it a 5 out of 10, and because compared to her previous albums, it just doesn't match up. So we think about. I'm looking at the Whitney album, and she has um, "You Give Good Love," "Saving All My Love for You," "How Would I Know," "Greatest Love of All," and
Yes.
then then she does her Whitney album. I'm just going to list a few songs on there. "I Want to Dance with Somebody," "Then We Almost Have It All," "So
Ooh,
Emotional," um, ha- um, "Love Will Save the Day," "Where Do Broken Hearts Go,"
ooh.
And so she then went to this album, and it was like, okay,
Right.
what's going on? And
Right.
then she redeemed herself with the Bodyguard soundtrack with "I Will Always
Yes.
Love You," and that's when we were like, and then she did the soundtracks like "Preacher's Wife" and
Wait
um,
until exhale
Wait to
later.
Exhale. But the "My Love Is Your Love," I thought that was a good album. "When You Believe," the "Heartbreak Hotel," "It's Not Right, It's Okay," "My Love Is Your Love." I've learned so. I think that album was a good. That was probably much. That's a 8 or 9 out of 10 compared to "I'm Your Baby Tonight." That was more of an R&B album.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's as I said, it's and then sadly, unfortunately, when her name is spoken, it is spoken based on the drugs and the downfall. So, but anyway, it was great for us celebrating her tonight, and everyone check out Brandy's book. She might finally tell us what was written in that note that Whitney passed to her, if we'll ever
Did
find out.
she? Did she tell? Did she talk about that in the book? Did anybody say she talked about it in the book?
Well, I'm sure she's keeping everyone guessing, but she would never say. I mean, because you know, yeah, I don't. Yeah, who knows? I don't want to go back into being a conspiracy theory, but if Whitney gives you a note the night before she dies, you would let us all know what was written in that. But she's gone. She's been saying other things as opposed to that. But anyway, we digress. We celebrate Whitney. We will
Yes.
we will talk offline, guys, but definitely come back with something that we can celebrate. But it's been
Maybe.
great. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Maybe we should. Do you think that we could rate a soundtrack album like "Waiting to Exhale"? It's a lot of good singers on there too.
Mm.
Yeah,
That
We
was a
could do
dope
that
album.
album. We could do that album.
Yeah, that would be
yeah.
a nice little countdown. What y'all think?
Definitely. Yeah, that would definitely be something that we can do. Yes. Wait to Excel. Yes. And maybe in the years throughout the year we will try and get um with doing a top 10 Whitney. Would that be difficult? Would that be
Mhm.
difficult?
We've done it, Namdi. We've done a top 10 Whitney.
Y'all did?
I
Yeah.
don't think so. No.
We have, because I'm sure he had Dancing on a Smooth Edge as number one.
Okay, we will check. Um,
Stevie gonna make it number one, whether you like it or not.
And I would say the one thing that I did think about, because he's been getting a lot of negative press, was a top 10 Aaron Hall vocal performance. Um, if that
We could
was
do that.
ever, yes. So this would be, yeah, just because given just, yeah, that was something that I did think about.
No, I
But
think let's do the Waiting to Exhale next. That'll be a pop. They're all the comments are coming in here. Waiting to Exhale. Let's
Where's
do
the
that.
exhale? And then we do Aaron after that one. Then what you say, Namdi?
That's if we can find him. If we can find him, he's lost in he's lost in the woods somewhere. Old Aaron Hall.
not necessarily. As I mentioned, Damien said that that he will speak in due time. So there's a lot of things that was said about him that aren't necessarily true. But yes. But anyway, um, guys, we would, and I'm looking through, and definitely we've not done a Whitney Houston at all. Yes, I've looked through our last 30. But anyway, guys, just saying goodbye to so Stevie, Jack, and I will have a little off the air summit, and we will. And thanks, guys, for joining in, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Deuces.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
Somewhere in between.
us for even loving us.
On which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you okay.
they don't understand what Jonas' boys and men all spirits.
Play it.